Enugu State market design is significantly different from what you get at the national level. So what you have just presented happens to be the national wholesale electricity market arrangement or design, as the case may be. You know, that would continue to drive the electricity industry as we know it today in Nigeria, where embed continues to or ceases to play a role, and where we're looking to have distribution companies sign up bilateral agreements with generation companies so that the wholesale electricity market would actually be driven by contracts, effective contracts. However, what we have within it, what we are implementing within Enugu State, starting tomorrow, is a market arrangement that does not speak to only one distribution company offering this service, electricity services in the state. Rather, we are looking to have a market design that encourages private sector participation in generation, the evolution of the distribution company we have set up specifically for Enugu State today to one that, to two components, one being the medium voltage distribution arrangement, where from the 33 kVA upwards would become a wires business, while the 11 kVA downwards would be a series or would accommodate a series of retail businesses, so that wherever the distribution company as we know it today feels that is lacking in providing effective services to the consumers or its customers, would actually open up that particular market for retailing companies to come in, take over, reinforce the network, meet our customers, and provide electricity services to those customers by signing power purchase agreements with the various IPPs we're inviting to set up within the state. Now, at the beginning, at the early stages, we know that we have one distribution company in place, and we're inviting potential generation companies to come and set up their power plants in the state. Now, one of the few things that we are going to implement within the state that is not obtainable at the national level is the elimination of subsidy. So the state is driving private sector investment across the entire electricity industry in the state that pays back 100% from day one of the investment that or as tariff for power purchase agreements that exist within the state. We're not looking to subsidize consumption, but rather the state is looking to support private sector participants or developers or investors in setting up their power plants or projects, as the case may be, you know, supporting them financially and with every other incentive that we're putting in place to ensure that their projects kick off the ground. We are supporting them to make sure that that capital investment that the state would make into this project or would offtake from the developer by having provided some level of incentive, be it land, be it resolving its right of way, would not be added into the tariff as costs that would have to be recovered. So we are looking to reduce the cost of setting up these projects so that in recovering costs, the actual tariff will be what will be approved for these developers to recover and ensure that the developers are also made whole, you know, in providing their service. And moving forward, we are also promoting the use of renewables to access locations where electricity services do not currently exist within our state. And in doing so, we are looking to have off-grid developers, mini-grid developers, and other service providers take advantage of the opportunities that are presented within the various communities that exist within Enugu State that are not connected to the current distribution arrangements to set up their power plants. That in time, we can integrate this into one network where trading of electricity could actually be consolidated on. Thereby, if I have excess capacity that could go into this network, I could supply the next community with energy, considering that the mini grid or off-grid network has been integrated into one. So this opens up the value chain. There's opportunities across the entire value chain, be it in generation or in transmission, across the distribution network, considering that it will evolve to being a wires business, and the new opportunity of retailing in electricity, as much as the mini grid, off-grid, and other renewable opportunities that, that can be taken advantage of within our state in developing our markets. And in time, once we have this fully integrated network, we would have our own state-owned system operator that will guide or that will drive the process, or that will be nominated by the various market participants to drive the process. You know, and finally, I would like to say that everything starts gradually. I mean, we're dealing with one distribution company that has been set up specifically for the state.
Yes.
And I expect that it will evolve into a multi-purpose business in which, at the end of the day, in that evolution, we would have had a market consolidated within our state where trading of electricity would be driven by efficiency, how do I put it? Efficiency in service delivery, demand, and effective contracts that are honored by all the market participants.